Hello everybody, I'm Don Counts. Welcome into Fayetteville Public Utilities. I have our CEO General Manager with us, Britt Dye. Britt, congratulations first of all. Governor Lee appointed you to the Tennessee Board of Utility Regulation. Tell everybody what that is. You've been on it for a while. Tell when you started.
I started just a couple of years ago and really have enjoyed it, gained a lot of experience. It's for distressed systems, and you've got a lot of decisions you really have to discuss and make, and you do what's best for the communities.
Are you talking about all utilities, or are we talking about water in general? Or
Water and gas.
Water and gas, okay. You will be representing the municipal water utilities on the board through June 30th, 2029. How often do y'all meet?
It just depends on what's going on, but usually about once a quarter is when we do meet.
And you're working with the Comptroller of Tennessee, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, well, that's very good. Congratulations on that. That's good that you're representing FPU in that capacity, and I know it makes you proud to do it.
Well, yeah, I enjoy it.
Okay. Let's talk about the upgrades that we've got going on. We are working on a newspaper article that's going to go out pretty soon that goes into extensive details of that. But let's let you start from. It's a $30 million 3-year project.
It is, and we've been working on it for quite some time now, and made a lot of progress, laid a lot of pipe, replaced some real deteriorated system, that's been on the water side, as well as when we started a few years back on the wastewater side, but got a lot more work to go, and digging up the streets, and I know it's causing issues, and just asked everybody to be patient. We'll get the concrete back in the ditches, or where it's calls for paving on the state highways, we'll get that done as well. We still have to use a lot of plates, but you can't just complete one part of it when you get it done. Reason being is because you get the new pipe in, you got to get it chlorinated, then you got to test it, then you got to pressure test it, and then be sure there's no E. coli, bacteria, those kinds of things, which take several days. And then once that's done, you got to come back. You got to hook up the services. We got what we call short services, which is on the side of where the line's laid. Then we got long services, which is laid away from the line, that's longer to install. So it takes time to get all that done, and then once all that's when we come back, repair the street, and do what's necessary that we got to get done.
I mean, you're working literally from one side of town to the other. Maybe you might talk about where we're located mainly now.
We're located on Elmwood Circle, and we're also on Morgan Avenue. We're also on Maple Street. We're in the First Avenue, part of it still left. We're still on Hatcher. We're still on Scenic. We're still on Morningside. We're still on Skyview. We're still on Swanson. And those are the areas we're working now. Plus, we got another crew that's working on Ardmore Highway, also on Malina Road, getting ready to move on out Huntsville Highway. That will be going up across that rock hill right there at Roman Lane. We'll be back in there. Laying some new line too.
I think you covered it all. Wow, that's a lot of people in here, I guess, from out of town working, and but we're responsible, so we keep an eye on the whole project overall.
Yes, we do. We keep a close eye on the project. Some things always don't go as planned, but we have to fix it. We work with our customers. It's not satisfied with what we're doing, we'll go back, meet with the customer. And it might not be that it's done right now, because we still got a lot of work to do. After everything is completed, we'll work things out with the customer.
I think you mentioned in the article that we're out of the $30 million, we're about halfway there.
We're about halfway there on laying the pipe, that's correct.
Okay, so we've got about another 1.5 years to go, you're saying?
1.5 to 2 years, if we get it done. We could get it done quicker, could take longer. We're running in a lot of rock. There's a lot of rock located here in the city. I mean, there's a lot of rock in the county as well, but sure. That's what takes a lot of time. You got to be careful with everything that you do. We got to use the rock bit quite a bit to bust up the rock, to get the pipe in the ground, those kinds of things.
And I would say from Ardmore Highway to Wells Hill Road, that's probably solid rock.
Well, you see the rock bluff out there, so that's where we're going to be.
Yeah, so. The Dunroman area for sure. So anyway, a lot of work to be done, and a lot of work has been done, and I think there's been some serious system improvements on what's been done so far.
It has, and it's improved a lot of things. The flow's gotten better. You can go back to the fire on the south side of the square. I was really, really glad that we had all that replaced at the time to come out with what we did. Could have been a lot worse if we didn't have, the need for that water. But it's going to increase a lot of things. You're getting rid of a lot of old pipe that leaks, and we hope to get all that taken care of over time. So we're making progress.
We have come a long way on the water department since you've been the CEO. One thing is we had a new water plant in around 2016. I think we wrote an article. That is a fine thing that helps out the entire county.
It is. We pump usually a little over 2 million gallons a day. We can pump up to 4. We're getting ready where you can set another train. You can pump up close to 6, and then eventually, if needed, you can get enough more room to where you can get another clear well, another tap building for chlorinated water, and then you can get up close to 8 million gallons.
And we had high quality drinking water before this with the old system, but now we have membrane filter system, and that's something that's state of the art, kind of new technology in my mind anyway.
That it is, and we're proud to get that system in, and it's just something that's been needed for a long, long time. We're glad to get the plant built, and you have to start somewhere. So we did a lot of improvements on the intake at the river as well. So we just, like I said, we keep making progress and better quality of life for our customers.
That's right, and we have a water quality report out now as a commitment to delivering high quality drinking water, as Britt said. It meets or exceeds the state federal guidelines. That's really good. FPU tests the water and publishes it yearly for the water quality reports. You can see that on our website, and the results are out, and we also have some paper copies too for people to look at if they want to. So I know that's something that's required, and we get that out every year about this time, and there are people who need to see it, from restaurants to industry.
Absolutely. All your businesses, that does anything is like a restaurant and all, but the EPA and TDEC, they change the requirements lots of times of what's required, so you have to step up your game. And as far as treating water and those, it's the same thing on wastewater. So, we try to keep ahead of the stream and be sure that we do everything the state and EPA requires us to do.
We do a really good job on the wastewater side too. If you take the input of the water and then what's going out to the river, it looks good enough to drink.
Yeah, it does. A lot of people's recycling, that water again, and that technology will change again before we leave, I think. But
well, that's
true. It's coming.
Oh yeah, that's true. One thing, those regulations are tough, but that's an old system over there, but it really works very well.
Yes, it does, and we keep an eye on that too, and all the improvements that we made at the wastewater plant, with the big rains that we've been having, usually that kind of flow that comes in, because you still have a lot of infiltration. The rainwater gets into the sewer system, and you're out there treating rainwater, and that's one thing we need to get away from, is treating rainwater. We need to be sure that we treat what we need to be treating, but the flow that comes in now, it used to be a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, before it goes down, and now when it comes in as quick as it does, we get it back out, by late that afternoon, depending on the amount of rain that we have.
When you talk about the water improvements, we're talking about sewer improvements, there's so many pipes that's been in the ground since, I guess, the 40s and 50s, is that correct?
There it is, and there's still a lot of it left.
Wow. And when you think about that, a lot of times out of sight, out of mind until it's broke, and then you got to dig into it, and that makes it very tough, but it's just part of the job, and the public don't really understand sometimes that it has to be done.
It has to be done, in some of these older homes around the city of Fayetteville, which we do have several of those, and you got old galvanized piping as a service line, and sooner or later one of these days, the customers that has that, we have changed out some lines, we've hit some lines, and if you got a 2-inch line or inch line, a 3/4-inch line, and you barely can see through that line, it needs to be replaced.
Absolutely, and that's one reason we talk about the fats, oils, and grease going down the lines that causes problems, but over time it's going to build up anyway, I guess. And now we also have the water coming from the sewer water coming from Park City, and that's a low pressure deal, a little different. We have gravity flow here in town, and then that's different.
That's low pressure sewer that comes in from the town that we treat for the county. Yes.
All right. And when we talk about things that's underground, one thing that we talk about is 811, because I didn't realize August the 11th, 8/11, is 811 day, and I guess that's talking about secure digging. When we're talking about things underground, it's just not water, it's just not sewer, there's a lot of things underground.
Yeah, you have telephone, you have fiber, you have gas, you have all the utilities that's going underground, and very, very important to call in and get a locate, because, you know, if you call in and get a locate and it's mismarked one thing, but if you don't call in and you hit it, it's very costly.
Very costly, and it could cost your life too.
Could cost your life.
Because you have quite a lot of electric underground as well. A lot of people don't think about that. So stay safe by calling 811 or visiting tnn811.com at least 3 days before any work begins to have your utilities located. And Britt, you've got people out, I guess, every day doing this, marking.
Yeah, you get a lot of call-in tickets. I forgot, you know, sometimes you get 250,
Wow.
you know, or more within a month's time, and sometimes in weeks, because you got a lot of contractors in here. We're not the only one that has contractors in here. You know, you got other businesses that's got contractors in here doing construction work as well.
Absolutely. So don't forget to call 811. That's the first step to ensure safe digging, regardless of the size of the project, no matter what it is. Even putting a mailbox up or doing any fencing, please call 811. Britt, it's hot. Ain't no need of taking it any other way. The humidity makes it just extremely hot, and I know that's hard on our employees.
It is hard on the employees, but at the same time, it's hard on our customers. You know, we have to meet when it starts getting this kind of load on the system. You know, it's the entire grid, but we got things in place to take care of things, and if it were to happen, like for instance, with all the hot days this week, with the humidity being high, the heat index being high, you got to take care of your employees, but we also owe it to our customers to be sure that, you know, they're not out of service, being able to stay cool and those kinds of things. But, you know, we don't do any switching during this time. We don't do any meter pulling during this time to protect everybody. And, you know, we bring our customers, we try to keep everything up and going, but at the same time, I got to protect the employees. They come in at 1:30. They start early in the morning, come in at 1:30 in the afternoon, try to beat the heat, but they still stay busy around cleaning, you know, trucks and equipment and those kinds of things. But you know, you got to have the people ready to go to work.
Yeah, absolutely. They have plenty of things to do when they're here doing that. But one thing too is we talk about this when it's extremely cold. We sit right here every month, and we talk about energy safety tips and all that. But we also we know that during this time, you're going to have some high bills.
Absolutely. You know, it's going to be high because it's been hot, and they say, well, I didn't touch the thermostat, but you know, you might not touch the thermostat, but at the same time, the hotter it is outside, if you got your set on 72 degrees, it's going to run till it cools it down to 72 degrees.
Yeah. We hear that a lot about we don't touch the thermostat, but that don't necessarily change their bill. So we have some things to help people, like budget billing. It's a way you can make your utility costs more manageable and predictable by eliminating the seasonal peaks a little bit. So
that's correct.
It's a good program. It's been around probably as long as we've been around.
Yeah, you look on our website, you know, we got plenty of options out there that can help our customers out. You know, just pay attention to what we got, and if you need some help, call our customer service and we'll give you a hand.
The service averages the electric and natural gas bills based on the previous 12 months, so each month the bill is more consistent. Bank draft is another easy way to pay, so you don't have to come by here with a bill and come by here with the cash or whatever. Bills can be taken by signing up for bank draft. It's a free service, and it'll make your bill just come out automatically.
That's correct. That's the easy way to pay. You know,
Yep.
If you forget to pay your bill, then if you do bank draft, you won't forget.
All you need to do is bring in a voided check from your active checking account and your signature on the bank draft authorization from FPU. So it's pretty simple. Telecom, there's a lot going on with telecom. I know fiber is being put in the ground, I guess a lot of places as you're getting ready to do a refiber build for the city.
Yeah, and we built the city first, you know, back in 1999 to 2000, and it's the old coax plant. We're trying to get all that replaced with new fiber to the home. And, you know, if you want to get signed up to the fiber, you know, we've been in your area, we'll be advertising, ready for hookups, or if you're interested in swapping over, because eventually you're going to have to swap over because the coax plant will eventually be out of service. So, you know, trying to get upgraded to the new technology in all these areas that we had the old coax plant.
Absolutely. And since students are getting ready to return to school, make back to school easier with FPU's high-speed internet. We have a very, very good internet service, and we've got some great technicians out there to keep you going when there's problems. But Britt, you don't really have much trouble at all with the fiber.
not a lot of trouble with the fiber, but when we do have trouble with the fiber, you find out about it really quick. So, you know, that's something that's very, very important to our customers. We realize that a lot of people work from home now and communicate with others from home with the internet, and you know, we want to provide the best service that we can.
We know when the power's out, people don't like it, but when the internet's out, they don't like it either.
They don't like it.
Don't like it at all. One thing too is the fiber internet is very vulnerable to dove hunters. You might explain that.
Well, you know, you have a lot of doves, and they come in, they light on the fiber line, or could be the power line, whatever, and you know, as they flying through and you following that bird to take a shot and those kinds of things, you know, you damage the fiber and damage the power line as well, but you know, we're holding customers responsible. So if you got a field and shoots the fiber and it goes out, and you know, you lose service to all those customers where the pellets are and that fiber line, you know, somebody's going to be responsible for that.
Absolutely, and believe it or not, people might not realize it, but we have this trouble every year.
Have it every year, and there's some areas that we can drop the fiber if we have enough slack in it to drop it to keep it from getting shot. We try to work with everybody, but you know, if you shoot birds off the line, somebody's going to pay.
Yep, and not to mention, I don't think that's the right way to do it anyway.
No, you're not supposed to. That's not what you call sportsmanship there, is it?
Okay.
I mean, I'm not even a good shot, and I don't do that.
No, we don't want to do that. We ain't that hungry, are we? All right. Anyway, we'll move on. So please don't shoot doves off of the power line or try to hit the line, because you will be responsible and can be held responsible, and it's very important. School program.
And let me say this,
Okay.
with the fiber lines, you know, you might not be the ones hunting, but you might be leasing that property to somebody that is hunting, and it is coming back to the owner.
Oh, yeah.
So be prepared.
Yep. It's amazing how we've had that problem over and over, and it does definitely cause a problem. Sometimes it causes a little problem a little later on. So either way, it's a huge problem. Let's talk about school programs. FPU offers some free school programs to our local schools to educate students about electric and natural gas safety. We do pre-K through third grades. We present Louie the Lightning Bug. If you remember that little program, that's kind of been updated, and it's a little bit more high tech today. And then we have Sniffy the Sniffosaurus, whatever that is, to teach natural gas, and so that's always good as well. Then 4th through 8th grade, we have journeyman linemen that come to teach electrical safety during their indoor tabletop, which you've got. Tell us about that program.
Well, it's just like our big one that we use outside. It's just a smaller demonstration, and it shows what can actually happen. You know, if you get a hold of the power line or get certain items up into the high voltage lines and those kinds of things. And you know, your little kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grades, you know, they really like that demonstration, and but they also like Louie as well. And you know, so we're trying to educate everybody about how dangerous it is and realize what you can get into very quickly.
Absolutely. We also have a job shadowing opportunity for juniors and seniors, all ages, that would like to partner with schools during career days and job fairs. We can help with that. Interested teachers and administrators are encouraged to give us a call at 433-1522. You can actually call Riley Campbell to schedule that. 815 is her number, and we appreciate that. Speaking of that, Riley and Katie just got back from the Washington Youth Tour. That was a big deal, sponsored by the Tennessee Electric Cooperative Association, a week-long all-expense-paid trip providing young leaders opportunity to explore our nation's capital, and that's something that's been around a long time as well.
Yeah, and the kids really enjoy that, you know, and to take that trip, and you know, it's very educational, and they learn a lot, meet a lot of people that they won't ever forget, that they can stay in contact with for the rest of their lives, actually. Yeah.
Students were selected based on a short story that they submitted, and the Washington Youth Tour delegates were Mariah Dole from Fayetteville High School, Ayla, did I say that right? Ayla Billings from Riverside Christian Academy, and Jocelyn Locke from Lincoln County High School, and they were gone from June 13th through the 19th, and I think they had a really good trip. Another thing coming up that you started, I think, in 2010, this is going to be about the 16th, 17th year of that for the Student Utility Board. This year let's tell everybody what the Student Utility Board is and how that came about.
Well, the Student Utility Board, we have 7 students that's on the board, and you go through each department, you know, one different every month, of getting a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of education on what we do at FPU, and You know, you spend a day at gas and then a day a different month at telecoms, at all departments, even through billing, even through the customer service and social media.
Yeah, and one thing too, Britt, is you've hired a few of those students that's actually went through this program and continuing to work.
Yes, we have, and they do a very good job, and glad to have them. And we hope it keeps working out when you need somebody to come to work, that those that show interest, and get them in here and see if we can't make it work out for you long term.
This year's Student Utility Board consists of Lincoln County High School's Ben Reeves, Braylon Dale, did I say that right? I don't know, Lily Higgs, then from Fayetteville High School, Olivia Williams, Gunnar Stubblefield, and Jesse McGee, and then from Riverside Christian Academy, Wesley Huffman. So we're looking forward to meeting them next Thursday. So that's coming up pretty quick. Hard to believe school's right around the corner, and we'll be heading toward football season.
Well, it's here.
It's here. It's here. Our social media, our latest information, you can always check it out. Britt, we see the day we had an outage at Kelsa Sub where, you know, we had a lot of people out. We saw the spike in people going to our website, which is what we want you to do, and going to our Smart Hub and going to our outage management. As technology has come a long way over the years.
Oh, yes, it has. Sometimes it helps you, sometimes it hurts you.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. But anyway, if you want to find out what's going on around here, our latest information updates about career opportunities, you can look at FPU's website, FPU's Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube is where you see this video here. And we appreciate you taking the time each month to let people know what's going on, the state of FPU, I guess.
Yeah, and then, you know, we got a lot going on, and got a lot of good help.
Yeah.
Great customers work with us on several different things, and we're proud of that. And so we're going to keep making progress and do whatever it takes to get the needs that's that's needed by the customer.
We appreciate what you do, and we appreciate you watching here on Fayetteville Public Utilities, and we will see you back in here next month.